This is the Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we're talking about how attraction works in practical terms. We got to remember that what attracts men to women is completely different to that which attracts women to men. It becomes confusing when men become more and more like women and women become more and more like men. However, if you understand the generalization and how men were designed to be masculine and women were designed to be feminine, we understand how all of this works. Women are attracted to men with power, with status, and men are attracted to beauty and femininity. There's obviously more to it, and I'm gonna go into depth about this in this video. The fastest way to prove to women that he has power and status is to have other women be interested in him. When a woman knows that a man has several women that are interested in him, it automatically increases their desire to be with him. It is completely in line with the concept of supply and demand. When there's tons of women desirous for a guy, there will be momentum and even more women will be interested in that exact same guy. And you as a woman know that this is true because you've experienced it in your life. This is how my wife became interested in me in the first place and how we ended up being married. And I've seen it happen to so many other people as well. It's completely the same for every single person out there. This is how it works. Because women hate being rejected, they hate being shot down, so they're going to go for those guys that give them a little bit of attention. Because that little attraction, the woman understands as an invitation for her to begin the process of chasing and figure out if she can get that guy. She's now interested. And guess what? The man is hard to get. It is difficult to get hold of him. And it's difficult to gain and keep his attention, which makes the excitement even more intense if he gives her attention. The more attention she gives her, the more attention he gives her in the beginning part of this relationship, the more the sparks fly and everything's fantastic, and the more the in-love relationship can begin. So as you can see, it's not only power that a woman is interested in, that he has status, obviously that's what we've spoken about, but it is critically important as well that there is absence, that he is not present, that he is not there all of the time. The more he is with you all of the time, the less other women will have the desire to attract him and chase him because they will be immediately rejected. Women want that which is forbidden or unavailable. She can't have him. When a woman has that guy in her life and he gives her intermittent attention, she's in seventh heaven. She absolutely loves that guy. Now, obviously, power is not the only thing. The woman is very multifaceted. She needs protection and provision. Protection in terms of him being taller, him being socially savvy, funny, he's a natural leader, him being handsome, that he can have good genes, that he's strong. The better all of those aspects, of course, the more likely it is that other women are interested in him. But that's the only thing that a man really needs, is for other women to be interested in him. And then you got the other aspects of provision, which is basically looking for, does he have a car? What kind of clothes does he have? Does he have good hygiene? Does he take care of himself? And since he takes care of himself, most probably he'll be able to take care of you as well. And then doing a quick detour to remember what it is that a man desires out of a woman. What is he attracted to? He's attracted to beauty. It's such a huge aspect of it. However, he also desires femininity. In many aspects, that's what excels the beauty in a woman for him. The more feminine a woman is, the more beautiful she'll be. The more she smiles, the more she's accepting, the more excited he's going to be about that girl, and he's going to choose the one that he desires the most out of all of them. And the more women there are that desire to be with him, the more fired up she's going to be when it is her that is selected. This is her dream. She can now be with him, kiss him, travel with him, hold him, have sex with him, doing all those things. She's going to be fired up outside her brain because she's the one who got him. Now that the woman has managed to get this guy, out of all of these girls, she was the one who got him. She's going to be excited about this relationship for quite some time. Most often it lasts about 3 months. This is now, what happens is that all of these girls that didn't manage to get him, they're like all a little bit gossipy and a little bit upset that they couldn't get him. But in the end, they still talk about him still. Which makes it so that the woman who has got him now feels that she has an elevated status and she's still excited about this guy. Within those 3 months though, there is something very critical that happens earlier and earlier in relationships these days. And that is the fact that couples very quickly, once they are an item, once they are a couple, end up having sex. This can take days, weeks, sometimes maybe a full month or 2, but then eventually they do have sex, and once the sex starts happening, it starts happening a lot. And it's magical in the beginning. And the longer they've waited, most probably the more amazing the sex it's going to be. The dynamics now begin to change. Male and female dynamics. Let's understand the male and female dynamics that is going on right now. Remember, power and absence is what women desire from a guy. Now that the guy has managed to get inside her pants once, he'll want to do it again, and again, and again, and again. And in the beginning, it's great, it's amazing. However, women don't always have an open season for this. A guy, if he could choose, he'd want to do it every day, or at least every other day, or at least every 3 days. But less than that? Come on, like what's going on? Guys want sex a lot, and it's because they're guys. They're built that way. Their testosterone is built that way. In fact, a guy would rather have sex than do anything else. Like, he can hang out with his girlfriend, and as long as he receives feminine, beautiful, adoring, submissive sex, he doesn't really care about having friends. He doesn't really care about having his purpose. He doesn't really care about going to work. He doesn't care really about anything in life as long as he has an amazing sex life. This is how guys in their younger years are thinking. They're not thinking about their empire. They're not thinking about a family. They're not thinking about anything. They just want to have sex, which proves that this guy is not really masculine, which is what that's the definition of power, really, is masculinity. However, if he continuously desires sex all of the time, he's breaking the rule of absence. The woman needs for him to be unavailable. The woman's desires are built in such a way that a man cannot be continuously available to her. Because if he is, it makes him feminine. It makes it so that she desires him less. What is readily available loses its value, its supply and demand. Why don't women want to have sex just as much as guys? Nature and the universe, in its wisdom, has created women in such a way that it allows the man to go out and fulfill his purpose. And for a woman to be part of that purpose in the direction that he has, but not be his focus point. She doesn't want to be the receiver of all of his entire attention. In the beginning, she wants that. She wants it massively more than anything else because he's not focused on her. But the moment he begins to focus on her and do what she desires for him to do, the attraction is going to fade. No matter what, 100% of the time. Wouldn't it be nice if the woman could choose to love him and desire him massively and passionately no matter what because he chooses to? Doesn't work that way because emotions happen to her. Just like her reproductive cycle and mood swings happen to her, love happens to her as well, beyond her control. Another critical aspect to understand about this is that women have masculine and feminine needs. What do I mean by that? Women need 80% of their time to be filled with feminine activities, to basically be with other women and talk and laugh and giggle and dance and do stupid, foolish things that women want to do, like shopping and traveling and walking around and just being girls. And then her body desires 20% of the time to be filled with the love of her life. The guy who produces the testosterone, the safety, the protection, and the provision that she desires in her daily life. When she gets her feminine needs fulfilled, what does she want? She wants the masculine needs fulfilled. Once she's had enough of the masculine need fulfilled and he leaves her before she wants to leave him, that shows that he has more power than her. He decides the relationship, he decides the timing, and now she begins to go back to her feminine needs being fulfilled because she goes back to the other women. But what happens if the girl does not have a lot of feminine friends? She will rely more and more on this guy, the masculine one, the one with the power, to be with her a lot more of the time than he is supposed to according to the desire she has in her body. Meaning she's going to strive to get the femininity needs fulfilled by the masculine guy she's with. And in essence, she's making him feminine. And the more feminine a guy becomes, the more sexually interested he will be. The more masculine a guy is, the more he's interested in increasing his power, in building his empire, fulfilling his purpose. The more feminine he becomes, the more he will spend his time wanting to have sex continuously and constantly because he'll be emotional and he'll be in the now. So when a woman begins to spend a lot of time with the guy, guess what? She's going to begin to lose attraction to him. The guy will want sex a lot, and the woman will want to have sex a lot less. What do you think is happening now to the principles of power and absence? He's very quickly losing his power, and he is available all of the time. The more he fulfills her feminine needs and not her masculine needs, the more she will be looking elsewhere to fulfill the masculine need. She needs someone who has power, someone who is not readily available, and someone who is giving her a little bit of attention but not too much. Power and absence. This is what happens in every single relationship. This is why every single relationship ends up getting destroyed and burned, and why women say, you know, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Happens every single time. And if it is the guy that eventually dumps the girl, it's because the adoration is not there, the femininity and the ease is not there. But understand that men in general do not ever dump anyone whom he has an easy sexual access with if she's beautiful and feminine and adores him. It doesn't make any sense from a logistical point of view, unless he finds a girl that is actually producing more joy, more happiness for him than the previous girl did. I'm simplifying a lot of things for you guys right now, but put comments down below. Give me a specific story and ask me what is it that happened in this relationship, and then I can answer them specifically.